they like when the ball is rolling to the corner, you take your time to go get it. We don't have ball boys and ball girls here, so what I say on that is, I played Eden 4 or 5 times. That is how he plays. That's not out of character for him.
That's right.
That's the way that he plays every single time he plays.
He's very consistent with that.
So I don't think it was something he was purposefully trying to do.
I agree. All right, we're going to move on now. That was great recap of that last match. Very fun match to watch, by the way. Those are two fierce competitors.
One of my favorites so far.
Of the whole week, that was my favorite as well, or one of my favorites. There's been very, very good matches all day. All right, let's move on to this next match. We've got a great mixed doubles match here. You've got in the blue engaged shirt with his Alabama hat on backwards, 2-time All-American tennis player from the University of Alabama, Rick Witsken right there. You've also got Michelle Esquivel, his mixed doubles partner from California. She's sponsored with Engage, and I believe she uses the Poach paddle, correct?
Yeah, it looks like she's hitting with the Poach out there. And we got on the other side my good buddy Collin Johns, who is living in Naples, Florida right now, but soon to be relocated to the Baltimore, Maryland area. And his mixed doubles partner is my good friend Regina Franco, who lives on the east coast of Florida. So I think what you're going to see from this match is a heavy, heavy dose of power and penetration from the West Coast.
Very cool. I think we're going to have a very exciting and fun matchup here. Always when Rick Witsken's on the court, it's guaranteed to be a fun time and guaranteed to be a lot of energy and excitement. He makes some of the best noises I've ever heard in pickleball. It's hilarious and it's great. It's part of his demeanor and his character, and the guy's an absolute hoot. Wow.
Noises, movements, Rick has all of it. He's one of those guys who gets the crowd fired up, so I'm excited to see how this match goes.
Definitely. Did you see that, though? Collin Johns right out of the gate ripping that forehand right at Michelle.
Yeah, Collin's looking to play very aggressive right now. You can already tell.
0-1-1. Second server. 0-1-2.
Michelle serving to Regina here. And you see Collin and Regina are stacking,
Side out.
but they're doing the slide stacking, which kind of helps with the approach to net off the return.
One thing I've noticed about Collin, just watching him, I haven't had a whole lot of time to see Collin play, and he's not been at some of the tournaments that I've been to, but I will say the one impressive thing that I like about him is it's his reach. He's got extensive reach with his when he goes to get a ball in the kitchen. I mean, he just leans out and very, very soft touch.
Yeah, especially with his backhand, he really leans into the kitchen line and takes the ball out of the air for his dinks. It's really a good control.
It's great defense right there by Regina. The mix-up, the shake-up right there is that Rick was able to hit that ball kind of with some side spin, and I think it kicked a little bit on Regina on that last one. She created a miss hit there. She was digging those balls out, though, when Michelle was blasting them at her. All right, good discipline by Rick and Michelle there to let that ball go.
He's a tall guy, so he had to duck really far to get out of the way.
Absolutely. Rick's every bit of 6'3", probably.
Yeah, I would agree with 6'3". He's the only guy here who doesn't look tiny compared to Eden.
That's true, yeah. He holds his own with Eden.
A good attacking shot from Regina to get that ball just a little bit low on Michelle, and she couldn't quite block it back into the kitchen.
Yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and say this. Regina looks a little extra focused. As soon as I said that, she did miss that right there. But I feel like she's due a game here. She's been battling hard all week, and I think we're going to see some special stuff out of her this game. She is ready to go, and that's a great side out there for them.
Yeah, Regina was able to set that ball up with her two-handed backhand.
Yeah, and talk about that a little bit. I mean, we've seen a lot of the ladies in pickleball developing that two-handed backhand, or actually just bring it over from tennis.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the ladies either. It's we just saw Riley Newman, who has an incredible two-handed backhand. He was really able to they're just able to put a lot more pressure and pace on the ball. And also, what I've noticed from the Newmans, especially Lindsay, is she gets so much left hand on the paddle that she can create some incredible angles and spins. So it's cool to see. And as we say that, Rick as well has a two-handed backhand.
That's right. And actually, watching Jordan Briones play earlier, he pulled out a two-handed backhand.
Yeah, Jordan has a really nice two-handed backhand. He likes to whip it cross court, and it stays low.
That ball was called good by Rick. They kind of looked at each other there for a second, and that's just that whole, hey, did you see it? And if they didn't see it clear, they're going to call it in. And I apologize. Go back to what you were saying there.
No, I think that's a good. Wow, incredible finish from Collin. Michelle floats that one a little high, and Collin makes her pay for it.
And, guys, we may bounce around a little bit like that. It's just because we've got the action right here in front of us, and a lot of times – oh, and as a matter of fact, we just had the stuff pop up on the screen there. Michelle is actually the number 11 ranked player in the world in the GPR ranking system, and that's quite impressive.
Great put away from Rick there. Really got it, literally hitting Regina right in the feet. That's a good place to put the ball.
Yeah, if you can hit down at the opponent's feet, you're going to gain an advantage for sure. Boy, that's a nasty overhead right there from Collin.
Yeah, Collin is doing everything that he can do to be the first person to attack.
Yeah, so, I mean, again, watching Collin play for the last 2 or 3 days here, he's been pretty patient, pretty steady, pretty methodical, but it seems like he's got a little sense of urgency this game. He wants to speed it up a little bit and get this thing going and kicked off in the right direction for Team East.
Absolutely.
Like we finished up last night doing the commentary together, we talked about this. Team East has struggled traditionally here.
Michelle goes down on the ground to try to retrieve that net roller and just barely misses getting to it.
And then popped right back up.
Back up and starts jumping.
What a warrior. But we talked about it. You know, Team East has struggled a little bit in mixed doubles in this event. Let's see if we can get that changed around here for Team East. See if they can get some momentum here and maybe steal a game in mixed doubles here.
Yeah, I don't think Team East has won a single one yet.
So we've also got Collin Johns that popped up on the screen just briefly there. He's the number 37 ranked player in the world in the GPR ranking system. And if you're wondering, like, what the heck is the GPR? What is this new ranking system Scott and all the people commentating keep talking about? Well, it was created to bring some validity to and some substance to the rankings and really give you some concrete, just concrete information and detailed information on results from these tournaments. They've created a criteria of about 8 tournaments across the country that will qualify, and it's a rolling 52 weeks. And so basically when the U.S. Open is finished, those results will get plugged into the system, and that will update, and then an older tournament that they had on their ranking.
The previous year's U.S. Open will fall off,
Yeah, there you go. The previous year's U.S. Open. Thank you for that.
So it's still a very close match. I feel like the West is winning the majority of the points, but East is doing a really good job to just hang in there and keep it close.
And as we've seen over and over, if you can keep the game close down the stretch, and when it comes under 2 minutes, we've seen a lot of fun games played out in front of us. So we're going to see if that is the case with this one. Wow, what a get there.
Really exciting point here.
A lot of good defense by both sides.
Collin floats that ball just a little too high, and Michelle just put the hammer down right into Regina's body.
Yeah, I mean, at this pro level, if you just make any small error on those dinks and it gets left up, you're going to pay for it.
Wow, incredible volley from Collin there to reset that point.
All 4 players playing phenomenal right now. That ball just hit too good for Michelle to be able to get her paddle on that. That went right by her forehand.
So we have an official...
Stop the clock, please.
I don't know if we know how.
Byron is.
I think we need to keep rolling here.
Byron's
Okay.
requesting.
Okay, it stopped. It stopped.
We have an official. So.
Oh, that's why
Michelle-
he was saying stop the
yeah.
clock. She's got some blood on her left knee from where she dove. Remember earlier when you talked about her diving for that
Yeah.
ball?
No, can we get a Band-Aid?
Byron was asking to stop the clock not because the ball rolled under the bleachers. It, in fact, was a medical timeout.
Correct.
So he was not explaining that necessarily right at first, but I think this is the first time we've actually had a referee ask to stop the clock, so I think may have caught them off guard just a tad.
So Byron's looking out for the health of the opponent, the players first and foremost.
We-
so that's
we-
a good thing.
We may have to get a towel or a
So Michelle already wiped off with the towel.
Here we go.
So I think she's going to be okay.
oh,
We're
she's
gonna
already
resume
wiped
here.
off.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're back here to the action.
5-3-2.
5-3-2.
And the clock is rolling. I believe our first clock stoppage of the entire event.
Fun stuff, man.
Side out.
So you'll see Michelle, when she attacks, she really, really leans into her points and leans into her shots. So she
What-
puts a lot of force into the ball.
What's the advantage? I know this sounds. Oh, that. Sorry. Every time we get to go say something right here, there's some high-powered action, which is a good thing for the viewers. That's what we want.
Agreed. Collin was just putting some serious heat on that ball. Again, stepping in.
He's really starting to take command of this game right here. You see him just hovering over that middle. He's taking all the thirds.
Hey,
And,
so we got tied up here, 5-5.
I was going to say they were down 2-5, and then they went on a little three-point run here. So let's see if they can continue this momentum swing. And also,
Incredible leave from Rick Witsken there, being able to read that Collin's ball was going to sail out.
yeah, that was a very disciplined by Rick there. Talk about, boy, this is a high-energy game, isn't it?
It's hard to get any words in, Scott, because everything is getting hammered.
Every time I go to say anything right now, the ball is just getting smoked around by all four players. Which, again, this is good for viewing. I mean, the dinking is nice when you don't have a clock, but, boy, the high-powered energy, it really plays
Wow.
into the game.
Second server.
It's great for viewers. That might be the first bit of visible frustration that I've seen all week from Michelle. She's been spot on.
So, Scott, I correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Michelle has lost a single match.
No, she is still undefeated, actually, yeah. So if Team East is able to actually pull this victory off, that would be the first upset victory against the MVP in the running for this whole event. Her and Lindsay Newman are the only two players, I believe, that have not lost a single match.
Has Riley lost a match?
You know what? Maybe Riley's in the running too, so it may be all three of them. I don't think Riley's.
Because I think the closest he got was just that Eddy match there, which
Just-
he did pull out at the end.
Yes,
so.
he did. He won 12 to 11. So
13-12. Yeah.
13-12.
Yeah. So side switch, 5-5, all tied up. So we'll see what happens here. See if this high intensity keeps up. Great reset from Collin, Scott.
he's done that several times already this game, where he just kind of blocks that ball soft into the kitchen.
And I believe this is East's very first lead of the entire match so far. We got 6-5-1.
Possibly the entire day. Actually, I mean they've been climbing uphill. This is a big swing in momentum here for East.
And every single win today is worth 3 points. So we can really make up a difference, but I think we're going to have to win just about everything else.
I think it's crunch time right now, Frank. I mean, Team East has a big gap to close. It is doable. The math, I think, could still work out in your favor.
Scott, did you see that inside-out put away from Michelle?
It's
That
ridiculous.
was nasty.
That's ridiculous. I love it. She's going into that next gear that she's got. She's got this another gear that we see sometimes. She just gets into this dialed-in zone and just absolutely dominates. Like that right there. I just don't think it's a great idea to speed the ball up to her backhand. I mean, she
did it
does
on the
that so
forehand.
well.
And then she did it on the very next point on her backhand. So where do you hit the ball, Scott?
I guess just dink it to her feet. Just kidding. I mean, I love the action here. Boy, look at Rick come after that ball.
That was actually a really nice overhead from Regina. She hit it well, got it right at Rick's feet with good angle, and Rick just scooped it right off the ground, almost like a half volley.
And really went on the attack with it. Boy, this is such a great matchup right here. So she went, that was the third time in a row she's gone to Collin's back in on that two-handed rip. He was prepared the first one, but it did pop up, and then she put it away in the middle.
861.
Which is going to keep Collin a little more honest and away from the middle. So
I agree. He's still crowding that middle right now, though.
Point.
So Collin had a really good read on Rick moving there and tried to put it right behind him, but just sailed it just a little bit long.
They got to try to stop this momentum. You're starting to feel Team West take this game over just a tad bit here. That's great inside-out dinking from Michelle. She just takes that ball and pushes it inside out with her paddle.
It stays on her paddle for so long.
That's the way it feels when I watch it. I feel like she's almost just like lacrosse shotting it, like grabbing it and kind of spinning it.
Yeah. That was the first real dink rally we've seen in this entire match so far. So maybe Team West trying to slow the points down, conserve their lead a little bit.
Impressive. There's another rip.
Gosh,
They've got to be ready for these drives. I mean, Michelle and Rick are known to rip thirds hard at you. They've got to be ready to hit those back.
Yeah, they really need to stop the bleeding right now.
See, he's not. You can tell Rick's going to rip it because he's not looking to get under the ball and lift. He's literally trying to slap the X off of that Franklin X40 ball right there.
Don't worry chasing the ball after this, okay? Let's just get the ball from there.
Oh, what? Now we got two instead of one ball. Collin choosing to put that ball in his pocket. That must be a tennis thing.
Yeah, just saving a little bit of time there.
Wow,
Great
great
job.
shot by Regina. I mean, it's just, to me, because I don't come from a tennis background, that feels awkward to have something in my pocket when I'm playing.
I think it's common in pickleball as well. You know, just more rec play.
I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like tennis players are just comfortable with that. That's what they're used to.
Oh, tennis players do it pretty much every point, yeah. Great leave by Michelle. She started moving as soon as Collin's arm went back for that swing.
He didn't miss by a lot, though. He was really right on that shot, but she's got great discipline to stay away from that.
All right, so we got a 3-point differential with just about 5 minutes left to go. So let's see if East can get this ball back and reel in this scoreline.
Collin getting very involved down the stretch here. Oh, that is just nasty. Remember how I was talking about his length right there? He was able to grab that ball and hook it hard past Michelle before she had a chance to even see it.
The ball hit the outside of the line and bounced right into the wall, so.
There's no shot at that. Wow. So same strategy. She thought he was going to hit that ball long. He made a slight adjustment.
Look for West to use a couple timeouts here if the lead starts getting any closer.
Regina relenting that middle to she almost got it on that last one. It's almost like she knew her tendency on that next one was going to be to the forehand.
8-10-2.
Michelle is powerful with her shots. Very powerful. He's right there. It looked like Rick may have thrown a little bit of a changeup right there, a curveball on him.
Rick kind of made his shoulders look like he was going to go cross cart and then dropped it right back straight at Collin at the very last second. I think smart from Michelle here to slow this point down and just eat up some of the clock.
Absolutely. That's
go
in. Rick with the get.
No way.
It's over. Oh, my. Wow. Oh. I thought that point ended. I apologize. I actually lost my composure there for a second.
I thought that point ended 5 times, Scott.
I think it was supposed to be ended 5 times, and each team was able to get that ball going again.
That two-handed block from Collin was one of the best shots I've seen all week.
Unreal.
Rick is...
Oh, that ball just put right by Rick Witsken right there.
We got 3 minutes left, and I told you they were going to call a timeout.
Right when you called it.
Here's the thing, Scott. This is going to land them with about 2 minutes and 8 seconds left, they still will be allowed to call one more timeout. I think they might take it.
I think it would be a good strategy. Is it bad etiquette? Could it be gamesmanship? Yes, but it's well within their legal right to burn both their timeouts above the 2-minute mark.
When money's on the line, and that's the way it is. You know, they
That's
have
the way
the
it is.
option to do it. I don't think it's particularly what the fans or spectators want to see, but you know, that's part of the rules.
Absolutely. And also, while we got this quick second here on a timeout, if you take a look at the screen, we've got Regina Franco and Collin Johns, who are Team East. The GPR ranking system is the number that you see there in red. Collin is number 37, and Regina is number 9. All right, guys, so they're opting to just use one of these timeouts. They're not going to use their second timeout, it looks like.
Great. So the rest of this match is going to be played out here.
Okay.
All right, so big point here. We got 8-10-2, Collin serving, 2-point differential.
But no need to panic right now because they still have the ball and the serve. So if they can just stay patient, there's enough time on the clock to get 2 points. As I'm saying that, they win one of the points. So it's a 1-point game. And Frank, real quick, explain to the viewers watching for the first time maybe, what is sudden death in our format?
As soon as that clock runs out, if the teams are tied, we will wait until the very next pickleball point is scored.
Boy, every time we go to explain anything, they are just absolutely making this exciting for the fans.
It's very hard to stay focused out here with the amount of power that these players are putting on the ball.
And you can feel the energy right now between these 4 players. The fans are into it. The crowd's loving it. That ball hit just like that. There's still time, though. There is still time right now.
East is going to need to get 2 quick points to get a side out here and then maybe have a chance to reel this in.
Now, remember, Team West cannot use their second timeout. They lost that when we went under the 2-minute warning. All right, there's one.
It is a possibility, Scott. There's limited time, but if East wins this point, we might be able to get some action here.
They've got to get a quick side out here. There's Collin ending that point. So here we go. We're 41 seconds. Side out. Team East has a chance to get 2 points and send this into a sudden death.
35 seconds to go.
They've got to figure out a way to speed this ball up. Oh, that's a huge
20
huge
seconds,
point for Team West right there.
They're going to have to go very aggressive on this point. Go, Collin.
Rick almost not even turned around by the time that score's called. All right, we got 10 seconds. If they get the ball and serve this right here and get a point, this point will play out to completion. They no need to rush now. The clock is no longer a factor on this point here. You got to play through the buzzer. You see what happened right there, and they did explain this. If the buzzer sounds during the middle of the point, you've got to continue playing through that buzzer. You cannot give up when you hear that sound. Wow.
Scott, I am in shock. That was the most incredible match finish we've seen yet. That's the closest East have come to winning a mixed doubles match. I'm going to need a second to recover from that.
Frank,
one.
I have chill bumps, buddy. That just sent me into a spiral there. Wow. Oh, my goodness, guys. Everybody just take a deep breath for me real quick. Man, the blood pressure in everybody in this room right now is just elevated. That was the most intense match of the whole week. Guys, talk to us what that was like to be a part of that.
Oh, it was so much fun. It was so much fun playing with Rick and against Collin and Regina. That was just so good. Like, every point was so intense, and I loved it so much. So it was great.
You know, I just think my partner is so powerful that I had to get out my feminine side. I started playing touch games, and she took control, and I'm so proud of her. Like, she's amazing. I'd play with her again.
Rick, I know you would, buddy. I would too. Guys, I'm telling y'all right now, that was just so fun. We were losing our mind up there, me and Frank Anthony Davis during that commentary. That came down to the wire, and this is you're no stranger to these last second matches. You're a drama queen when it comes to this stuff.
I like to play it really close, really tight. I like the fans to have a very good time. My partners don't like my intensity or my ability to keep the match close, but she's going to forgive me in a few days.
I love it.
I was so much fun playing with you, Rick.
All right, guys, thank you so much. I enjoyed that interview thoroughly. Big smiles on these two faces right here. What an intense match. All right, guys, next we got Regina and Collin. If we'll get Collin over here real quick. She said she doesn't need Collin here. Oh, no, she said she did need Collin here. All right, guys, listen. Win or lose, the fans absolutely love that kind of match. Unbelievable play by both teams. You guys were in that the whole time. Talk to us about what that felt like to have the ball at the end there with the time running out.
Yeah, it's always exciting with when you're down by a point or two with those last seconds ticking off. So we really had to rush, and maybe we rushed a little bit too much in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it did kind of feel like that. Is that the way it felt with you two, that you felt that pressure with that 3 seconds on the clock?
Totally. I mean, I had a ball that was, I think, the key of the game, and I just messed it up because I was watching the clock. So, yeah, it's kind of pressure.
Man, but guys, I got to tell you, win or lose, that is going to go down in the history of the Pickleball Global Challenge Cup as one of the most intense, fun matches for the viewers to watch. Thank you guys so much. I've enjoyed watching you guys compete all week. Awesome stuff, guys.